Look, we can burn him. Oh, oh my gosh. Let's, oh no. No, you don't. If I counter this, the brazen bar, yeah, like, oh my god. Hello everyone, it's the Grey Goose, and today on our Red Random Thursday, we drew up the colors of Grixis. So, I did a Grixis Control deck about a month ago, which kind of focused on the theme of having Fires of Inventions in the deck. This time I wanted to do Control without the Fires theme. So when you think of Fires of Invention and the whole clause that it says you can't play spells on your opponent's turn, you generally have less instant speed cards like, say, counters. So this is a more reserved Control type version deck that I'm going to show for you here today than compared to the Fires. So let me go straight into the deck tech and then we'll go right into the gameplay. So to start things off, we have two of Duress. You think Control and you have black in your color scheme, you basically always want to have Duress either in your main or your sideboard. I found it's just nice to be able to look at their hand for one CMC. Even if you whiff, it's not the end of the world. But when you get that clutch Fires of Invention or whatever, it's worth it. 3 of Fae of Wishes. Let's go ahead and I guess and talk about our sideboard then. We have Grafdigger's Cage. This is just good against those cat decks and all that other stuff that just keeps trying to come back from the dead. 2 of Disdainful Stroke. If you're going against something that has greedy late game monsters or planeswalkers, you want to sideboard those in. 1 of Negate. You know, basically there's a lot of decks out there that play non-creatures, so for 2 CMC instant, that's very good. Epic Downfall. Once again, 3 or greater creatures. Think even like Mayhem Devil. This is just so good, and everything even scarier than that. This just works very well. Legion's End. There's a lot of aggro out there, or if not aggro, things that are low CMC that need to be not only destroyed but exiled. Plus you get to look at their hands. It's kind of almost like a Duress. Think like your Edgewall Innkeeper, Gilded Goose, Cauldron Familiar, etc. 2 of Noxious Grass. There's a lot of green and white out there. Any creature or planeswalker instant speed for 2 CMC and you gain a life. Very nice. 1 of Mystical Dispute. You have 1 in your main board as well, but I just found in the blue matchups in particular, you want to sideboard this extra 1 in. 1 of Bedevil. There's a lot of artifacts out there. Think Clover, think Great Henge, etc. that you want to get rid of. Obviously creatures and Planeswalker as well for 3 CMC. That's pretty good. And 2 of Ritual of Suit. A lot of decks these days like to go very wide, and in doing so they're also usually pretty cheap things, so this gets to just reset it all basically. And these Fae of Wishes are also pretty good as blockers for 2 CMC. You'll find that one of your weaknesses in a way for this Grixis Control is aggro, so a 4 toughness creature with evasion, for what it's worth, being able to come down on turn 2 is pretty awesome. 1 Negate in your main board. There's a lot of flexibility for that to get rid of a non-creature spell. 2 of Drown in the Loch. This is something you might consider replacing. It can be a dead card for a while if you're not careful, so you just gotta be getting things in graveyards to have it any worth. If you're exiling a lot, it's gonna become less useful. 4 of Thought Erasure, just very powerful card for 2 CMC. Although it's sorcery speed, it lets you look at their hand, pluck out anything that isn't a land, and you get to surveil 1 to help you find your land or to get rid of a land, whatever. 2 of Angrass Rampage. These are pretty flexible. I like them a lot. Artifact, creature, orange planeswalker for 2 CMC. Yeah, they get to pick, but generally it's just the 1 of that you're really scared of. Narset, Parter of Veils. Pretty good card. A lot of our deck is a non-creature, so this usually hits a pretty key card. Not to mention it can kind of slow your opponent down if they're trying to draw out cards. 3 of Sinister Sabotage, very powerful counter spell, plus allowing you to surveil is really nice. 2 of Cry of the Carnarium. These are really good. Think against like cats and stuff. No matter what they do on that turn, it's just gone. 1 of Ashiok Dreamrender. If you get this out against a slower opponent, you're really going to start to do some massive amount of damage. Not to mention, say your opponent has a cat who's dead and some reason doesn't have their Witch's Oven out. Well, it's not coming back. It's going to be exiled. Unmoored Ego. This is kind of nice to have a 1 of in the main because pretty early on you're going to know what you're going against, even game 1. and you know what sort of threats that you're going to be seeing potentially very soon. So you can just unmoored ego, look at their hand. That's pretty cool in and of itself. And not to mention, you just target, name, call the scariest thing you can think of in their deck colors. One of Bedevil in the main board. It's very flexible. 3 CMC, get rid of basically whatever. 2 of God Eternal Kefnet for 4 CMC for a 4/5 flyer, plus allowing you to cast a copy of an instant or sorcery for 2 less. He's just too much value not to mention recursion. You don't really have creatures in this deck other than your Fae of Wishes and the Kefnet, so you have a high chance of drawing these instant and sorceries. Not to mention, one of the ways that you can win is just by beating them slowly over time with a creature, including Kefnet, who putting 4 damage each turn with evasion is pretty cool. 1 of Chemister's Insight, so this comes in handy when you need that card draw, and sometimes you want to surveil it anyways. Just put it in the graveyard and have it as an option later down the road if you really need it, and then you can use the jumpstart cost to just cast it from your graveyard. 2 of Nicol Bolas Dragon God, just very powerful planeswalker. He's a 5 CMC, pretty restrictive in that you need 3 swamps, but generally with our mana base we can make that happen, not too difficult. Plus he has all loyalty abilities of all of their planeswalkers on the battlefield. So if your opponent has something pretty spicy out already, he's, you know, double dipping in his options for what he can do on the turn he comes down. Not to mention, he can just straight up destroy a creature or planeswalker the turn he comes down. 3 of Discovery Dispersal. So 2 CMC to draw a card and surveil 2 is really nice. The Dispersal can come in pretty clutch too come late game when the opponent's running out of options. 1 of Liliana Dreadhorde General, very powerful 6 CMC planeswalker. It can be hard to get all the way up to 6 CMC, but if you get her down, generally you have a high chance of winning, with her allowing you to draw cards for all your creatures dying or sacking opponents' 2 key creatures. 1 of Chandra, Awakened Inferno, can't be countered. It's a very good later game versus the Simic Flash and whatnot. Not to mention she's a board wipe kind of when she comes down, so and any grindy matches at all, she just wins pretty easily with her +2 ability. And if there's that one big creature you need to get rid of, you just -X and generally can kill anything. And it doesn't just kill them, it exiles them. That's worth note too. Expansion Explosion. Well, if the game ever goes super late and you happen to have this, well, you just draw a ton of cards, deal a ton of damage. Or early in the game, an instant 2 CMC for a copy effect for an instant or sorcery, you know, including things like counters, so you counter their counter with expansion. That's pretty cool. And last but not least, for lands, we have 25, so that's a pretty good middle ground. You're not generally flooding out, you're not generally getting mana screwed. You have quite a few of these basic lands, 2 island, 4 swamp, 1 mountain, and you have just 2 Fabled Passage, including 1 Castle Vantress as well to scry as the game gets later. Okay, this is a pretty good overall, I don't know, random smattering of cards. We'll keep it. He mulled down to 6. Shocking in for a Selesnya looking deck, huh? I mean, this works for us. Like, we've got some good cards to deal with that kind of crap here. Ingraths, Noxious. Yeah, so obviously he's just doing the silly Selesnya or like Bant proliferation deck. Cool. Let's see how he wants to do this, right? Let's let him think he has a chance with the Pelt Collector here. No, you don't. Right, so we're up to 16, down to 14. Then what else is he gonna play? So I can get rid of a 1 CMC, but that's still not good enough. Okay. So he wants to, he wants to Venerated Luxodon, right? Are we calling it, guys? Are we calling it? Let's call it. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Called it. Alright, so Nightpack Ambusher, that's kind of scary actually. He just has 1 in his graveyard, and we're taking a little bit of a beat down here. We have to get rid of this Nightpack Ambusher. Does he have a land? I want us to draw a land for sure. We need to get a blocker down. We don't. No, we don't. We absolutely do not, do we? Oh boy. This is bad. We need our board clears. Yeah, oh boy. So he's just gonna tap him out. Yep. 2, 4, 5 down to 3. So we top deck even a Cry of Canarium I doubt will save us at this point, right guys? 2, 4, 5, yep, down to 3. And that's assuming he has nothing from hand to help him. Okay. I have Carnarium. I mean, we survive, don't we? Alright. We survive. Oh, man. So that's the thing. We're surviving. But, just barely. Okay. Alright. Hey, look. Good. So, if we want to... We can have him sacrifice, right? Yeah. Sacrifice. Yeah. He's gonna get rid of the raptor? Yeah. Okay. So, what do we want? I guess blue. Look at all this blue I have. Alright. Actually, I can block him. We're fine. Let's get rid of something spooky and surveil. Alright, good to know about that. Tapper, that's kind of scary, but not quite. So, we don't want to land here, do we? Actually, we definitely don't want to shock land. Okay. So he has 3 in the graveyard now. So we can actually get rid of whatever he wants to put down of those with our Drown in the Lock. These guys are fairly good at blockers, but he's going to eventually start getting wide again. Where's his lands? That's actually ridiculous. So I have to Fae. And I guess we're going to go ahead and... Well, we can we can counter. Yeah, that's better to counter, I guess. 3. Yeah. Okay, so he'll be able to play both here. So what is the play to get rid of him? Oh yeah, definitely because of the 3/3 action. Alright, so we got rid of that. He can't attack through. This is where I can Fae this turn, right? And then I can Legion's End. Yep. That will work on Stone Coil. Ooh. That will work on Stone Coil. Oh, yeah. Really, dude? Good to know. Legion's End. Yes, please. Ritual of Suit. Oh, yeah. The Devil, I guess. So he is still just Selesnya. Yeah, Noxious Grasp will work. Okay. What do we not need? The rest seems like a no for me. Negate. That's a no. The Fae of Wishes saved our buttocks there. Mystical Dispute, I think no. Sinister Sabotage. I think that might be it, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go with that. If we see Unmoored Ego, ooh, it saved us against the Luxodon there. Oh, I knew it. I had a feeling. Oh, that is good to have in the opening hand. That too, really. All of this. This is pretty good. I do need a red to be able to cast a Rampage, but Speaking of red, now we have all 3 colors next turn. Perfect. So, what's he gonna put down here? What do I want to get rid of for Legion's End? Stonecoil Serpent seems pretty good, actually. Pretty freaking good. Yep. Any in hand? No. Oh, yeah, there is. Oh, and Noxious Grasp will take care of those silly gooses. Oh, he has a... He shocked that in? Did he just do that out of frustration? How do I want to do this, though, guys, right? So, Loxodon... I mean, okay. Drown isn't going to do a thing until I start... Okay. So, I think I just go ahead and sacrifice. We have to get a few things in the graveyard here, honestly. So that's gone. This is slow. But I can Noxious Grasp easily here. He's probably going to have a small creature. Nope, he's going in with the Shadowmage. Shadowmage. Oh, fam. Let's do this first. Loxodon, say no. Just say no. Yeah, that's gone. Yeah, sure, we have a Chemist's Insight. And then we just say goodbye to you. Zap. So, he has his Innkeeper. And hopefully you just draw something small that can adventure, and then we cry, and then we win, I think, basically. Small, no adventure? Oh, of course it's an adventure. Small, no adventure. Ah, boo-hoo. Alright, so we do that. I think I'll shock this in. So now we have 3 in the graveyard. That counters a lot of his things. Oh, this is just beautiful. Beautiful. Alright guys, so we got one more match coming right up, but I just want to invite you, if you're new to the channel, feel free to comment anything you'd like. Hit the like button, subscribe. We'd love to have you back for more. I make a random deck tech video every day. Catch you tomorrow. So this opening hand, I think, is going to be good enough. We'll keep it. Yes, we will. Wow, he mulliganed twice, I think. Let's do this. Seems controversial, but I have to do it to make some plays here. I have to get my island guaranteed, especially if this is a Jeskai Fires deck. Here we go. Well, there it is. Let's see what's cooking. Wow. I don't want him to ramp. Chemist's Insight seems pretty good, but I also have my Narset right here, so... And I have the means to cast her. So we're going to go ahead and throw that back, plus we have it available as an option late game if we need it, which is pretty cool. Lucky Clover seems kind of spooky, don't it? How do we want to do this though? We know Bone Crusher's coming out. Actually, we know he's coming out with a double stomp. Do we do this to him, guys? That seems a little bit mean. But am I okay with being mean? And the answer is yes. Got him. Oh, so is this just straight Temur? It's Temur Clover. All right. So we've got the Beanstalk Giants, Innkeepers, Clovers, Grixis, Fae. Yeah. So he's got a greedy deck, but we know what it is now, at least. Stop, stop, stop. There we go. All right. So those do a lot of damage over time. 49. All right. We're still 2 black off. Yikes. 2 black off, aren't we? Let's go ahead and draw. Oh my gosh, that is so dirty, guys. Is it duress or thought erasure? I think it's thought erasure. I can't play the duress anyway, so next turn it could be a Fae of Wishes. It could be... Oh, I need to surveil. I need to hit these lands. I want to get Nicol Bolas out right now. Right now. No. Alright, so we know what we're going to do, though, at least. Let's do this first, regardless.
Just the trick.
Seems good. I could kill that and then do that. Yeah, and then we're just one off from Nicol Bolas. Seems good. Is it better, though, to Thought Erase? I kind of shink show. Yeah. I think it's better. Ooh, glad we got rid of that. Expansion Explosion, so good. So good. I think we got to get rid of Innkeeper. We have to limit his options. Lucky Clover we can get rid of with Angrath, so I don't know. I don't know what the play is. That could have got him value. This could have got him value. Ooh, it seems a little bit slow, bro. Interesting, isn't it? I think I need to draw cards. But is expansion for 1 worth? I guess. This is weird. This is bad weird, but we're gonna make it work, I guess. Alright. Ha! Got our land. Still need 1 more swamp though for Nicol though. No, don't you draw a beanstalk giant. Woo! Alright. So, Temur Clover. Temur's Clovers. Legion's End does work, I think, in this matchup. Just straight work, guys. So does Ritual of Suit? Oh my gosh. Noxious Grasp, but it doesn't hit the Bone Crush Giant. Mostly just a Bone Crush Giant. Disdainful Stroke seems good for like Escape to the Wilds, because if he gets that off, it's kind of scary. Negates are good because a lot of his adventure spells are sorceries or instants first, and then you get rid of the whole card. Bedevil gets rid of whatchamacallit Jiggy. Yep. The Temur Clover, the Clover, Lucky Clover. We need to get rid of 8 though. This is going to be the hard part, guys. This is going to be the insanely hard part. Let's get rid of 1 Kefnet, 1 Dragon God, 1 Lily. See, the thing is we have these Fays, so I like the Chandra for the complete board clear, basically, right? Chemisters is Unmoored Ego. That gets rid of something really clutch. Ashiok, don't really need here. It doesn't synergize hard. We have the Disdainful Stroke, and we put in, what, a Mystical Dispute? Ooh, I have another. The Negate. So, yeah, I think I'm going to hold these back just a little bit. Thought Erasure, do I need 4 of? Drown in the Lock, do I need 4 of? I think Discovery actually goes down. Do I even have it go down 1 more? And then what do I put in for it? Noxious. Alright. Those are tough calls. I don't even know how I feel after all that. Like, maybe it's better. Okay, we're on the draw. This looks weird, but we're going to keep it. This is Legion End, guaranteed turn 2. If we get a red anytime soon, the Rampage is pretty awesome. And 1 more Swamp Cry is pretty epic as well. Angrath's good for an early Lucky Clover. Alright, well that's unfortunate. So next turn, Innkeeper, but does he get value off of it already? We get to see his hand here. Ooh, he's got both. He's got both value engines online. I could do this to see and also Surveil, because we need to hit that 3rd land. So that's good that we're getting rid of that. That's a good card, but we need to hit the land, so goodbye. The Legion's End here is pretty cool. Excellent, actually. Alright, so goodbye to you. He doesn't have one in hand, he's just flooded out. Cool, but there's our red. Good, get rid of the Lucky Clover. Don't have the Beanstalk Giant. Whew, that was close. Alright. Artifacts. There we go. Whee! So this is slow. Like, I couldn't hold back for anything good here. Does he have a counter? Alright, we'll take action. Cool. So he's just hoping to get really lucky here, and he could. You know, 1 Beanstalk Giant, though, isn't the end of the world if it happens, but he's already ramped out. Alright, so he gets a boy on the board. Good for him. A boy on the board. Yeah. Unfortunate, right? Unfortunate. I can't let him keep getting value. You know what? I'm just gonna do this. This feels bad, but I'm gonna... It's about the top deck mode. So he scryed 1 top. That's interesting. And Well, crap. Disdainful Stroke for not right now. We can't do anything. So he said that was a top card, so that's a good card, whatever it is. But if it's something that was going to draw him cards, Narset shut that down. So we'll see. Yeah, just Bone Crush Giant. Alright.
Wait a moment.
It'll be interesting if I get a land right here, and I did. Cool.
Anyone who stands in my way is getting sizzled.
Meow.
Get out of my way.
Cost the same, minus X or minus 3. Both would be 3. So does he have a way of dealing with that right now? Because if this isn't a powerful card, we win because we have too much control right here. Not to mention Vantress, so I think we just won. Yep. Yep.
Aw, looks like someone's getting a little sweaty.
Roasty Toasty. Yeah, we have 2 counters. We have Castle Vantress. Oh, so top deck mode in Temur Clover, with how many lands they have in their deck, it's like 27 or 29. It's pretty silly, guys. If I do this, yeah, we're just gonna hold back. I want to, but then like he could stomp or something, you know, kind of sneak around me and do that. This is so good. So we're up to 7.
Let's get toasty.
He gets Roasty Toasty. We still have our Sinister Sabotage ready to roll here. Oh my god, guys. Look at this. This is so good. Nicol Bolas is just too much advantage not to. We're holding back for the Sinisters. Alright. So he's starting to burn a little bit here. Maybe he's just waiting to see what this top card is before conceding. Oh, sorry, bro. So when it comes to your turn, you always want to Planeswalker first, because that's the only time you get priority automatically on your turn. So we're good on life. I want to keep as many lands open as possible. Yeah, so just the Sinister Sabotage. So he's just going to be exiling. Oh my gosh, dude. Look, we can burn him. Oh, oh my gosh. That's, oh no. No, you don't. Do I let that happen? Do I even care? See, if I counter this, the brazen bar, yeah, like, oh my gosh.